Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Techie Tuesdays. I'm your host S. Ravi Kumar. Techie Tuesdays is a weekly show where I answer your tech and career related queries. So if you like my answers, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends, family and colleagues. So without further ado, let's get started with today's questions. Today's first question is asked by Chaitanya. He's asking, what is LinkedIn and how does it help computer background students? Chaitanya, according to official LinkedIn documentation, LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network on internet. So basically, it's a social network for professional people where professional people connect with each other. So by professional people, I mean not only people related to information technologies or IT job, it is also a professional network for people in other fields of technology or other fields also, be it a professor, be it a educator, be it a any other professional, be it doctor, be it probably engineer, doctor, or whatever things comes into my mind. Basically, LinkedIn is a social network for professionals to connect with professionals. So basically, you create your profile on LinkedIn just like you create your profile on Facebook, but instead of showcasing or instead of mentioning your hobbies, your likes and dislike, and posting your hobbies photos or family photos, you basically create your professional resume there. You mention about the companies you have worked on, what are your roles and responsibilities in those companies, and what are you interested in doing, or what are you looking in your next job, or maybe you can showcase what are you doing professionally. Like, I post all my videos on LinkedIn also to increase the reach of my videos to my professional network. So whatever community session I give, I post that link. I post my blog post URL there on LinkedIn. So basically, LinkedIn is a social network where you showcase your professional items, or you can say where you can showcase your professional achievements to get a better job in future. The reason I'm saying that to get a better job in future is because nowadays more and more HR professionals, more and more job consultants are using LinkedIn to search for search for people or search for candidate for their next job. So many companies or many HR of different companies are using LinkedIn to search for candidates for their future job prospects. And apart from that, LinkedIn has also grown into a job site. So many companies post jobs on LinkedIn too, where you can apply to those jobs directly from LinkedIn, and then the HR professional will contact you based on your LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn is similar to your Facebook, but in the professional sense, to showcase your professional capabilities. So coming to your second question, how does it will help a computer background student, is that it will help you in building your professional brand. So by building your professional brand, what I meant is, once you create a profile on LinkedIn, you can showcase what you have learned in your college, or maybe whatever internships you have done. You can ask the lead or your manager where you have done the internship to give a good recommendation of you on your LinkedIn profile. That way you can showcase that LinkedIn profile in your future jobs, to showcase that what all internship experiences you have and how much professional networks you have, like network connections you have. It may also help you in getting jobs, because when you are connected to someone at a good position on LinkedIn, maybe they can refer you based on your LinkedIn profile. If they know that you are a good candidate for something, maybe they can refer you for a job or a internship opportunity they see in their known network. So I think that way it will help you in building your professional brand as well as professional network. But this doesn't mean that you create a profile on LinkedIn and send connection request without any proper cover letter to all the top people on LinkedIn. That's the reason most of the people on LinkedIn has closed, like has set the option of closed connection only, or some people has set the option that only person with their mobile number or email can send them connection, or only paid person can send them connection. So by paid person, LinkedIn also give you an option to buy a create a LinkedIn Pro profile, which is basically a paid profile where you can send email to or connection request to anybody over the LinkedIn. So you can do that only if you have a pro profile, but being a student you don't have the pro profile. So in my opinion, you should send connections to only those people to whom you have met in person or met in an event and you have talked with them personally, that sir, I will be, or ma'am, I will be sending you a LinkedIn connection request, please accept my request. So if they know about you, then probably they might accept your connection request, otherwise they might reject those connection requests also. So the better option is to like send connection request to only those people whom you know personally, or like not personally, you can say professionally personally. So whom you know personally in professional world. So your team lead in your internship opportunity, or maybe your college professor, if he has a or if he or she has a like LinkedIn profile, so maybe you can connect to your college professor. So those kind of people you can connect to as a student, but as a professional, usually people know that they have to connect to only those people with whom they are professionally connected in real world also. Next question is from Amit. He's asking, among React.js, full stack developer and data science, which one should I choose for good career growth? Suggestions for an institute where 100% I should get a job. Amit, the answer to your first question is that whichever framework you are comfortable with. So be it React.js, be it full stack developer, or be it data science, out of these three, whichever you are more comfortable in learning, or whichever is easier or more approachable in learning for you, is more suitable for you. Because again, it depends on your choices and your likes and dislikes on how your career will grow. If you learn data science right now just thinking that data science is the future, but you don't have any good background related to data science, or if you don't like the job what is there in data science, then I think it is not a fruitful situation. So in my opinion, I think you should give a try to all three of these. Being I think what I am assuming from your question and from your profile, that you are a student or you are in your early ages of deciding a career. So you should give a chance to all three of these and think upon that how you can spend like which of these three you like more, because all of these three has good career opportunity. If you talk about React.js is used in front end as well as your mobile development. So you can use learn React.js and build front-end UI as well as mobile apps using React Native. So React.js is also very promising career. If you talk about full stack developer, be it a full stack developer in JavaScript or be it a full stack developer in .NET technologies, you can grow very well, because .NET as a framework is also growing. It's there since last 20 years and it will be there for last next you can say 30, 40, 50 years. So it will grow with time. So I think full stack developer role is also very promising. You will get good jobs. There are good career growth opportunities. Data science is you can say it's a buzzword right now, and many people thinks that data science is also a good career option. I also think somehow that yes, data science has a chance to grow in future, or it is growing exponentially day by day. So yes, out of these three, all of these three are basically good career opportunity, and all of these three give you a very good career growth path. So in my opinion, you should try all of these and go for whichever is best suited to your needs, or I would say best suited to as per your personal choices, personal likes and dislikes, I would say. Now, coming to your second question, I don't think I will be able to answer this question because, in my opinion, there is no such institute, or I haven't came across any such institute which gives you 100% job guarantee, or which gives which give you this in written that you will 100% get a job. There are always loopholes, there are always way arounds in these kind of, there are always terms and condition applies. So in my opinion, rather than thinking about which institute will give you a good job, maybe you should go into a good institute by clearing the entrance exam. So if I say that if you go into IIT, NETs, those kind of premier institute, then of course there are better chances of getting a good job in a good company. There are better chances of you getting a good job in a good company. So probably if you can if you crack the entrance exam, probably you should join those institute. But otherwise, rather than, if you can't crack those exams, then in my opinion, rather than focusing on institute, you should focus more on increasing your skills and building your professional brand. I am again repeating this thing that apart from your skills, you should work on building your brand and increasing your online presence. By increasing your online presence, I mean that you should write blogs about whatever you are learning, or maybe you can contribute to some open source application if you are learning React.js, or if you are learning full stack development, so you should contribute to whatever framework you are learning, be it React.js or be it any full stack framework in which you are developing full stack development. Or if you are learning data science, maybe you can participate in or work on some Kaggle application, like Kaggle problems. You can solve some Kaggle problems, or participate in competitive programming of data science. So you can try to do all those things to make or to build your brand and showcase your skills, so that it will be easier for you to get a job when you complete your course. So rather than a institute name or a institute brand, you should focus on your own skill. So or you should concentrate on building your own skills and get confidence from your own skills. Next question is from Aniket. He's asking, if programming skills are updated and given better performance everywhere, will this be enough to survive in IT MNC till retirement? Aniket, sorry to break this bubble, but no, it won't be enough to survive in any IT MNC till retirement. So the primary reason behind this is, as you grow in experience, the expectation from you is not only related to technology, it also related to helping others, be a team player or be a mentor to new developers, and to manage team activities, to do project management activities. Or if you are remaining in the technical field, then you should know about not only technology, but you should know about how to solve problems using different technology, which technology to use in which kind of scenario, and how to integrate those different kind of technologies. So basically, when you grow in an role, or when you grow in a company, you have to regularly not only update in case of programming skills, you have to update yourself in case of people management skills, in case of overall technical skills of how to solve a problem and how to survive singularly. Apart from that, probably you also need to learn how to manage office politics, because believe me, my friend, in IT MNCs, office politics is also there. Or not only MNCs, anywhere where there are many people, or Anywhere there are people or group of people, politics is also there. So you need to go through those office politics also in order to survive in any company, be it any MNC or be it a small company, till retirement. So you need to constantly upgrade yourself according to your experience level. And programming skills are not only things which need an upgradation. You also need upgradations on people management skills, you also need upgradations on mentoring skills, you also need upgradation on leadership skills. So basically you need to upgrade yourself according to whatever new role you are getting in your company in order to survive in the company till retirement. Next question is from Aisha. She's asking, can I be a college student and still have a remote front-end developer job at the same time? Aisha, yes, you can be, provided you get enough time apart from your college activities to get a job as a freelancer. So if you are applying for job as a freelancer, usually freelance sites or like people who are looking for freelancer, they don't go for college degrees. They primarily go for the skill of the person, that what skill the person has and does he or she has any certification in that skill or not. So if you have completed any front-end development course certification, be it from any site like Pluralsight or any online front-end development certifications, if you have done that and you also have time from your college to work on freelance, then probably you can create a profile on any freelancing site and you can apply for the job there and get a remote job, because most of the freelancer jobs are remote jobs. So yes, you can be a remote freelance developer and a college student together. But if you are thinking of working as a remote developer in any company, that's a bit tough. However, you can be an intern. So if you, rather than being an employee, you can be an intern in a company, a remote intern in a company along with doing your college degree. So there are two options. One, you can be a freelancer, or you can be an intern in a company. Of course, they will pay you less if you are an intern. If you are a freelancer, then in that scenario also they will pay less in the beginning. You don't have to tell them that you are a student, you just have to showcase your certification and your niche and your skills, whatever you do or whatever you have done, probably your GitHub profile, where you can showcase the applications you have built as a front-end developer. So once they know that you are a good front-end developer, they can hire you as a freelancer. But if you want a experience letter from a company, then probably you can join a company as an intern. So for that, probably you can go and find the job on job portals like Naukri or Internshala as an intern, and maybe work as an intern in any company while being a college student also. Next question is from Noob. He's asking, how can I make an effective portfolio for my programming skills? So Noob, I know it's your pseudonym. So anyways, you consider yourself as a noob, so I will call you Noob. So Noob, to showcase your programming skills or make an effective portfolio of your programming skills, I think what you have to work upon is your GitHub profile. So as a programmer, there is nothing good than a good GitHub profile where you have contributed to many open source applications or good open source applications. So, or maybe you can open source your own application. So you can write your blog and then you can write the associated code to those blogs on your GitHub profile. So the best way to showcase your programming skills is keep your GitHub profile updated with whatever latest open source applications or open source projects you have developed, so that people should know that what kind of applications you have developed and what kind of programming skills you have. Like, do you write unit test cases during your development, what experience you have in using different kind of programming frameworks. If you are working in React, then what all React sub frameworks you have worked on. Have you worked on React Native or just React JS? If you are working on .NET, then what kind of .NET applications you have built. Have you built web application? Have you built desktop application? Have you built mobile application? So you should update your GitHub profile based on that, and probably you should showcase some of your open source application on your GitHub profile. And now I think there on the GitHub also there is now a new readme section, like new profile showcase option, where you can format your GitHub profile as a resume. So there are many YouTube videos available where they have taught you how to better format or make your GitHub profile more good looking. So you can update your GitHub profile, but I would say that focus on quality rather than quantity, or focus on again quality rather than jazzmatazz. So you should focus on working on good good open source project where you can showcase your talents, that I have contributed to these component in these open source application. So the only way to make an effective portfolio of your programming skills is make a good GitHub profile with good projects in it. Next question is from Nadir. He's asking, I see backend so hard on me and rather love only to deal with the front end. I love CSS and building UIs, but like I feel people and developers tend to look down on front end developers. What should I do? Nadir, in current world, everybody is busy in showcasing their best foot or showcasing themselves as superior than others in their field. So you shouldn't worry about what other people are saying about you. You should focus on your skills or on your positive points. So don't get disheartened by other people looking down on you. Better you should showcase your good skills to them. Maybe you can create profiles, your GitHub profile, and showcase your CSS capabilities or UI building capabilities in form of creating good looking replicas of popular sites. So whatever creative ideas came into your mind, you can implement those things, and you could focus on learning your skill or improving your skill rather than thinking about what other people are saying about you or how other people are looking upon you. It doesn't matter much if you are earning well or if you are at a good position, then it doesn't matter what other people say about you. So rather than thinking about what other people say about you, you should focus on in bettering your skills. And frankly speaking, it's not like that backend developers or full stack developers look down upon front end developers. It's not like that. But yes, some people think that front end developer job is easy. However, frankly speaking, I am not one of those people, and I don't think front end developer job is easy. CSS handling, CSS or CSS things are very tricky to implement. So in my opinion, rather than thinking about how these people think about you, you should focus on betterment of your CSS skills or showcasing your CSS capabilities to the whole world in form of your GitHub profile, in form of your portfolio website. So you can showcase these skills. Maybe you can start creating YouTube videos where you can teach about CSS tips and tricks, or maybe you can write blog where you mention about CSS tips and tricks to other people. That way it will build your personal brand, and those people who look down upon you came to you for learning about CSS. So it's how you present your strengths rather than you lose confidence on your weaknesses. So I think, in my opinion, you should focus on making your strengths more strengthful by showcasing your strength in form of a portfolio or in form of blog or in form of videos. These were my answers to your tech and career related queries in this episode of Techie Tuesdays. If you want your questions to be featured in next episode of Techie Tuesdays, you can DM me your questions with hashtag Techie Tuesdays on any social media platform. All my social media handles are Techie Rathor. I hope you like my answers, and if you like my answers, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends, family and colleagues. So until my next video, take care, bye bye.